Hello, 7th grade. This is lesson 28. Our objective is solving two-step word problems and also averages in part, and this is just part one of averages. First of all, I guess you need to remember that we've done quite a bit of word problems that are kind of in the one-step category. We've done combining and separating back in lesson 11, comparing and elapsed time in lesson 12, equal groups in lesson 13, and parts of a whole in lesson 14. And so really, when we're working with two steps, we're really just combining two of these steps together into one word problem. So if you need help with any single one of these problems, maybe go back and look at those lessons so you can refresh on those. Otherwise, we'll see if we can move forward. It says Julie went to the store with $20. If she bought 8 cans of dog food for 67 cents per can, how much money did she have left? So there's two steps. The first step is to find out how much she spent. And to do that, we're just going to want to multiply the 67 times the 8. So 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 6 is 48 plus 5 more is going to be 53. And this is really 0.67, so this is going to be $5.36. All right, move it over twice, so I'll move this over twice. So then, that's the first step, is so she spent $5.36. She came with $20.00. So I just need to subtract that. It's going to be 1, 10, 9, 10, 9. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 minus 5 is 4. 1 minus nothing is 1. So she came back with $14.64. Alright, now you've probably heard this word before, average or mean. And those really just mean the same thing. Those mean the same thing. So it's just kind of like taking what each person brought and seeing on average how much each person got. So if they were all about the same amount, how much they would have brought each, for example. So let's look at example 2. It says, when people were seated, there were 3 in the first row, 8 in the second row, and 10 in the third row. What was the average number of people in each of the first 3 rows? So again, like this last word problem we did, this is 2 steps. So the first thing we want to do is find out how many people there were. So we notice here that there are 3 in the first row, 8 in the second row, and 10 in the third row. So I just need to say 10 plus 8 plus 3. So 11, carry the 1, so it's going to be 21 people. And then it says how many were there in the first 3 rows, so I need to take 21 and divide that by 3, giving me 7. So there's 7 people on average per row. Example 3 says, in a word game, 5 students in the class scored 100 points. 4 scored 95 points, 6 scored 90 points, and 5 scored 80 points. What was the mean of the scores? So first of all, let's find out what the total score was and how many students there were. So here there's 5 students here who scored 100 points. There are 4 students who scored 95 points. There are 6 students that scored 90. And 5 students that scored 80. So if we add all those numbers up, that's going to tell me the total number of students. These two together give me 10, those two, so it's going to give me 20 students. Now we've got to start calculating all the total points. So 5 students scored 100 points, so it's going to be 5 times 100, which is equal to 500. Then we have 4 that scored 94, 4 times 95, which is equal to 400 minus 20, 380. Then I have 6 times 90, Well, 9 times 6 is 54, so it'll be 540. And then 5 students that scored 80 points. So 5 times 8 is 40. So the total number of points is going to be 0, 2, carry the 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 18. And now that I have the total number of points earned and the total number of students, I can divide those to calculate the average. So I'm just going to say 1,820 divided by 20. Well, 20 doesn't go into 18, but it goes into 180 9 times. It goes into 21 times. A remainder of 0. So on average, each student scored 91 points. Our homework is on page 197. You can do the practice set, all the 28s, all the 27s, and 9 more of your choice.